Good afternoon. We are on day 6, September 6th of 2022. It's hard to believe that September is moving along at such a swift pace already. We're almost a week in. So today's class is going to be a yin class, and what I'm going to try to do is play some music through the class. And I'm not sure how long the class will be. I know the times have varied from day to day and haven't been a set time, but I think that is part of Collage of Health, just kind of going with the intuitive, the feminine, and not having this rote way of being. So hopefully you like that. I know it's a little adjustment not to have a set amount of time, but this is how it works. So, at least for this 30-day series. So yin is a practice where we connect with less the muscles. We want the muscles to relax in yin, and we connect with the connective tissue, the tendons to tendons, muscle to tendons, fascia that interconnects this inner webbing within the body. And the teachers I studied with were kind of old school. I started with Polly Zink, who was one of my teachers, and Paul Grilly and Sarah Powers, and then ultimately with Karina Benner, who was a teacher in Philadelphia, where I did a yin certification back in, 2005 maybe, about 19 years ago, 17, 18, 19 years ago, something like that. Anyway, the premise of yin is we want to gently tug on our connective tissue to create exertion in that area, which spurs the production of hyaluronic acid, which allows for the viscosity within the joints. So Karina trained directly with Paul Grilly, and was Paul Grilly? Jeez, I think his name was Paul Grilly. It's been so long. But what he taught her was yin precedes yang. So we want to do yin before we do like a vinyasa class. Whereas I know a lot of studios now and yoga classes have yang, or the vigorous practice, followed by yin. But what Karina taught us was when you have exertion first, it creates kind of some swelling in the muscles. They become activated, and it's harder to get into those connective tissues. So anyway, thought I'd just share that with you so you understand why we hold the poses 3 to 5 minutes. And you can use props that makes it more of a restorative pose, but traditionally you don't use props. You want to have that gentle tugging on the connective tissue. So let's see. Let's do our card for the day in our Herb Crafter Tarot, from our Herb Crafter Tarot deck. Wild Cherry, the 9 of Fire. I don't know if you can see that. It's 9 of Fire. Let's take a look what we got here. Radiant Power, Humble Spirit. Sweeten work with play. Satisfaction flourishes when you stay the course. A Lammas, Lammas altar, honoring the first harvest, is displayed on a mantle. Yarrow, lavender, sage, mint hang above the fire. Water boils on the wood stove. Branches of wild cherry lie on a crafting table with a mortar and pestle, rosehip, honey, jars, spoons, and ladles. The fruit of creative passion feed the spirit. Perseverance and determination cultivates courage. Approach your responsibility with excitement and energy. Lammas celebrates many months of dedication to the land. Your efforts have paid off. The fruit of your labors have come to bear. It is time to make magic with your hard-won harvest. Wild cherry lends itself to many delightful potions and remedies. Invite playfulness into your work. Express personal power through creativity. Let your spirit glow with the bright red berries that shine in the thick hedge. You have the strength and stamina to meet life's demands with confidence. Make wild cherry syrup from a home apothecary. Add it to a warm cider and toast your power. Play with cherry blossoms. Craft a flower elixir for strength and stamina. Craft a wild cherry jelly in the heat of summer and let it satisfy your taste buds during winter. Wild cherry jelly sounds so good. All right, so let us begin. So again, I'm going to try, I don't know if I said this, but I'm going to try to play some music. As I announce the different poses, I'll try to turn the music off because I know with Zoom sometimes when you're talking and music is happening, you can't do the two simultaneously. So let's just start out in our seated position just for a moment to do a check-in, a centering where we're bringing our body, mind into the room, into this mat. Turn the volume up. I know I don't talk loud enough, so I'll try to talk louder. So just take a moment to transition yourself here and possibly set an intention for your yin practice. So we are in this month of September where often it's more of a busy month where we're transitioning possibly from the fun of summer into the work of the beginning of fall, or the prelude to fall. So hopefully you've carved out some time to do this practice when you can just relax into these beautiful yin poses. And try to turn this camera. So we're going to start by coming into bound angle. So we're going to bring our feet together. Again, if you have really tight hips, you can make this more of a restorative pose by using props, blocks or pillows supporting your legs. And then over the 3 to 5 minutes, if it helps to just take those props out and to let that tug happen. Or you can just do, you can just start it like this. If it works for you, you can start to hinge forward or start upright with your eyes closed, eyes opened. So yin is not something where you put any effort into. You just let your body hinge into it. As you settle in, it makes it easier to go a little further in the pose without pushing. Just allow the body to hinge forward. Allow your breath to deepen. Just allow the body to release. A few more breaths. And just start to come up to seated. So release your legs down, maybe hinge side to side, sitting up nice and tall. And just start to come forward. Again, we can make this a restorative pose, this forward fold. You can take a block or a pillow or a couple pillows and place them on your lap, or you can just allow the body to hinge forward. Really checking in with your body. Finding the breath. And just another couple minutes. Once again, you can make it yours. Ideally, you're not moving around a lot like I am, checking my timer and looking up the camera. Allow yourself to be heavy, relaxed. Just a few more seconds. Forward fold. Just gently coming up, finding your way into child's pose. So into your child's pose. So you can have your toes together and bring your legs out and just fold into this pose. So we're gonna hold this for about 5 minutes. So once again, making it your own. Just settle in, take a few breaths. Continuing your breath. Got about another minute and a half. Allow your body to recline into this relaxed child's pose. Just allowing yourself to come up. Come into what's called sealed pose. So you can come onto your forearms into this version of it to start. So unlike in a traditional yoga class where you want to have alignment, in yin you actually just want to be comfortable and relaxed as much as you can. Every teacher, every yin teacher I've ever taken from, talks about not fidgeting, almost every teacher. And I find when someone tells me not to fidget, I want to fidget. So just be aware of your fidgeting, because it's the best way to say it. Just notice your fidget. You can let your head go. Just let it relax down. You can stay here. We can deepen the pose. You can come up onto your hands. Again, there's no alignment in yin. Just kind of letting your body come into it in its own way. And deepening the pose is not fidgeting. Close your eyes or keep them open. going to make it more difficult, you can move your hands in towards you. And another 20 seconds. I know I'm fidgeting. Fidget's okay. Just be aware of it. Okay, and just lower down. Turn your head to one side. And just allow your body to reset. Take a few breaths here. So I'm going to show you the next pose. It's a very interesting shoulder opener. And Karina is the person who taught me, certified me in yin, has been the only yin teacher I've seen do this type of pose, other than, those of us who took her class and taught it ourselves. So the interesting thing about this is it actually is more difficult in the beginning than it is after a minute or two. And just see if it works for your body, and know that actually it does seem to get easier than harder. We're going to just hold this for, about 2.5 minutes on each side. So I'm just going to take a look at the time before we get going. So you're going to take your right arm, and you're going to bring it through like this. And then you're going to bring your left arm behind your back, and then turn your head to the right. So allowing yourself to get set up. You want to make it harder, turn your head the other way. Just a few more seconds. And carefully coming out of it. I don't know if you noticed that it did get easier if you were able to hold it. It certainly has been my experience, but I'd love to hear from you if that was your experience too. So now we're going to transition to the other side. We're going to bring our left arm through and our right arm behind our back, which actually feels nice to switch it. We're going to hold this on this side for 2.5 minutes. Again, you can turn your head the other way if you want to make it harder, more intense. Just about 20 more seconds. Allowing yourself to come out of it gently and carefully. We're going to set up for pigeon, or you can come into a version of pigeon on your back. So that version of pigeon, it looks like this, where you're on your back and you cross your right leg, your right ankle over your left thigh, and you bring the leg in towards you. Or if you're a fan of pigeon, you can come into your pigeon pose, and it actually is called something else besides pigeon in yin terms, but the word is evading me, so we'll call it pigeon. Again, this is a very relaxed version of pigeon. You can actually bring your left thigh up. You can just fold over the right leg if you want to put a pillow there, or you can do more of a usual version. But again, we don't worry about alignment. Our feet are relaxed. The back leg doesn't have to be aligned straight. It can just be however it feels right to settle into this yin pose. We're going to try to hold it for 4 minutes. Again, with yin, it's 3 to 5 minutes. Less than a couple minutes left. About one more minute. Just allow the breath to deepen. Making your transition to the other side. If you want to go into downward facing dog and step it back, you can. Or making your way to the other side, unless you're lying on your back and you just want to switch your legs. Settling in. Once again, we're going to hold for about 4 minutes. And continuing the breath. About 2 more minutes, a little less than 2. Just a few more seconds. Allowing yourself to come up, bringing that leg around. Start to do the last set of poses. So you're gonna lie on your back and bring your knees up to your chest and just let them come over to the right. Extend your left arm out. We're just gonna come into this twist for a few moments or a few minutes. Making sure to reposition yourself if you need to in the beginning before coming into this hold. Continuing with your breath. You can actually feel the gentle tugging on the connective tissue in the back, the hip area. Any kind of pain or discomfort that feels wrong or unnatural, just move out of it, out of the pose. Come to rest if you need to. Continuing to breathe. Few more breaths. Gently coming back into center. Reposition your hips and take your knees into your chest. Drop your knees the other way. Once again, we're going to hold this for about 3 minutes. Allow the breath to continue. And about one more minute. Carefully coming back into center, hinging side to side, and then taking your legs out for final rest or Shavasana. So allowing yourself to come into final relaxation on your back. I'm just going to sit and hold space for this final relaxation. So allow the breath to deepen into those recesses within the body, these places of yin, which is often the dank and dark areas where we can hold issues in our tissues, so to speak. So breathing into the connective tissue that you enlivened or awakened through this practice of yin. So letting your body just soften into the floor. I'm going to hold here in this Shavasana for a couple more minutes. Continue to relax, letting go of anything that's tugging at you so that you can allow yourself to be in the body in this space and time. And you can remain on your back in Shavasana. Continue this relaxing pose Or if you'd like to join me in closing, you can bring your knees into your chest and roll side to side, kind of giving the back a massage. And then allow yourself to roll to one side as you come up to seated. And as we draw our hands to heart center, we give thanks for the practice. We give thanks for our bodies that allow us to do the practice. And we acknowledge one another with a namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for day 6. I hope you have a great rest of your day, whatever day it is for you.